Hey Toby, today we're here with Marty. We're going to create that chunky knit blanket using this yarn that looks like fried chicken from KFC. Okay, show us, Marty. What are you doing?
Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to start with a tail, right? Just grab the end with the left hand or right hand, wherever you are. If you're right-handed, left-handed, it doesn't matter. Then you just create your loop. That's the loop right there, and you want to have a tail on the end. Then it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you decide if you want to make your loops on the bottom or you want to make your loops on the top. So I prefer them on the bottom, so I'm going to take it and then I'm just going to bring it underneath like this, make a square knot, and this is the start of your knot. Is your first, it's the start of your actual chain. So we'll do a couple of them here for you. And you have this really smooth square knot. And it's just a matter of preference. How is it that you'd like to do it? You could do it from the top. I like to do mine from the bottom because that way I could just pull it with my thumbs, make it easier for me, and keep pulling it through your last loop, and you just keep making loops and just taunt it a little bit just to make sure that you've got a nice start to your first braid. Okay, so we'll make a number of these under and over loops, and then this was going to determine how long your actual blanket is going to be. So we're going to probably do anywhere from about 20 to 30 loops. Yeah, of course that's arbitrary, right? You can select however big or large you want your blanket. Just make sure that you're going to have enough yarn. Alright, so now I've reached the end of my length of my blanket, and I'm going to go ahead and start the transition. So after you determine how long you want or how tall your blanket should be, you're going to come to the end and you're going to have a loop just like this. You're going to take your yarn, make another loop, but this time the loop is going to go to the bottom of it. So you're going to just pull it from the bottom, and it's going to come to the side. So it looks like it's coming off to the side. Instead of the top, it's going to come to the side just like this. So now you're going to just do consecutive loops. So you're going to go to the previous loops, find the little hole just like it is like right there, feed it underneath, and then pull that through.
And the only thing you need to make sure is that they're the same size
And
that they're going under.
And that the only thing that you need to do is that they're the same size and you're actually feeding them underneath. So this is what you have, right? We'll do a couple more so you can see how you do it, but you find the hole right there and then you just feed it through. So you're feeding it all through. So I've just got done basically weaving the yarn underneath, making my first set of loops. Okay, so it should look something like this of what you have, and it goes every other one and comes up over the top, and you should have this real loops that you could either determine what size you want. You can get it really tight or you can get it as loose as you want. Once you got that going and you've come back to the backs where you've started, back to where your tail is, now you're going to add the final loop on that strand, and then you're going to come back up. You're going to go underneath. Well, depending on how you did it, I did it from underneath, but I'm going to feed it back underneath, and I'm going to make my next transition loop. So now that you have all your loops, right, now this next steps are going to be so much easier now, because you've got basically a pattern of how your blanket is going to be. So you use that last loop, You're going to feed that loop back down and to the side. You're going to take your next loop that you've made, feed it from underneath, and then you're going to feed that through. You're going to take the next one here, take the yarn, make another loop, feed that through underneath. And now, since you've got your pattern started, now it should be just elementary now, right? So now you've got all these loops that you're just going to re-loop, and now you're going to work your way back down the other side. So as you can tell, just like this, you'll see that the loops have started, right? And pattern doesn't change. So you just keep your pattern, you know, your first loops is what's going to determine what your blanket is going to look like. This one's going to be really, really tight because of the loop pattern and the yarn that we buy. This yarn comes from that I don't advertise for Hobby Lobby because I don't get paid to advertise for them, but I think they have a much better yarn than other places. I like Walmart yarn also, but they're not as many fibers on it. So if you want a really warm blanket, go to Hobby Lobby.
Video's not sponsored.
Video's not sponsored by Hobby Lobby unless they start paying me. We've done one bundle, and we were able to get, I think, about 3 strands deep. They're about 3 and about 3 chains deep, and probably a third of one or a quarter of one. But you see where the difference in the transitions are, and you come to the end. This is nothing really difficult. All you just do is just take them and just tie a regular square knot on there.
One cola to another cola and twist.
One cola, and take another cola, and you put it through the whole cola, and you just tight. Oops. And you break it
with a scissors.
And you take it.
You cut it with the scissors.
Right. And so now you gotta have.
Not gonna do that.
When somebody's gotta pull it for her.
No.
Look, there.
Well,
okay.
Yeah,
see.
pull it, but then cut it. So it's
yeah. So then you have your ends after you tighten them, and you just be very careful. Don't cut yourself. You cut these little caterpillars that Renee says they're caterpillars.
Well, and the dark ones, they look like it.
No, it looks like Cheetos.
Now they look like, yeah, fries, McDonald's fries. Okay. So there you have it. You have your transition. We're transitioning here. So you have this transition. And you just keep going until you run out of the next one, and you just do it until you run out, and then we'll see you on the next one, where make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube. Give us a like. All right, so after about a couple hours of weaving, and we're ready to close off the loop on the end. So you should have, on one of your ends, you should have a bunch of loops that finish off the last row that you made. Now, in order to close it off so that it doesn't fall apart, you're going to make 2 loops. So you're going to take this end that you have, you're going to make a loop here, right back the same way you kind of started the other 2 loops, but we're going to do a little bit different. So you're going to have that loop there, and then you're going to have another loop here. Okay, so you're going to have 2 loops. What we're going to do next,
Fruit Loops.
what we're going to do next is take that loop that you just made, the inner loop, and we're going to pass it underneath the first loop, and we're going to pass it over the top, so that it comes out like this. Okay, So as you can tell, you're gonna have the end of that braid. Now what you do is you take this loop again, you take that, make another loop, and then consecutively pull it through, and then you take it and you pull it back through the other loop. So you're actually threading it twice. So you're making it twice. So I'll make a couple of them so you can see what it looks like, right? So we got that, and now we're working our way down. So we're gonna make a loop through here, through the original loop, okay? Take that same loop, feed it back underneath the loop that are coming back down, and feeding it through. Here, let me make a couple more just to show you. But you can see that it's already starting to take shape. You see that? You got this really nice little square knots completing it all the way down to the end, and you're going to follow that same sequence. I don't have enough of the yarn left, so what we're going to do is we're going to show you, just for simplicity and just to finalize that final steps, we're going to show you how to go ahead and finalize and close off the end of your blanket. Obviously you're going to braid it just this way all the way down, but we don't have enough of the yarn, so we're just going to finish the last steps and we'll show you how to do that. So you'll take it and you take it, we'll do the last four, we'll bring some yarn up and over the top here like this, and then we'll take the next one, we'll take that yarn, make another loop here, but we'll go ahead and finalize that. We'll take it and thread it underneath, and then we'll bring it over the top so it looks like this, and then we'll follow up on the next one. We'll take that, make a loop, take the loop that you just finished making, braid it under that, and then over the top. So you're going to have your close. If you can tell, the start looks just like your end. You're going to take the next one, you're going to close that off, you're going to take that, you're going to bring that back over the top, and now you'll have your end. Now you're just going to take it and you're going to thread it through the bottom, and you're going to bring your end up just like this, and you're going to pull it tight. When you pull it tight, it's going to taunt this area here so that it's going to really tie it off. Now you're going to have this little piece here that you're going to have left over, most likely. It's okay. What you're going to do now is just going to take it and you're going to just weave it in the existing one, just like this. You're going to weave it under and over, under, over, under, and over in order to hide it. And you'll have your finished product just like this. So good luck. Hope it actually helps. Let me know. Comment on the bottom.